Everyone knows that Pokemon are based on real animals, but there are some Pokemon that mirror less known creatures. Take the Gorbis. Sure, it's cute, but did you know that this Pokemon uses its pointed nose to vacuum out the body fluids of its enemies? What's worse is that this little minx is based on a real-life 4-foot-long nightmare of a creature. Hello, my name is Jeff and welcome back to LafPack. Now today we are doing something a little different. We are covering Pokemon IRL. That's right, real life Pokemon. For those who don't know, the original Pokemon is a game based around building a small team of monsters to battle other monsters in a quest to become the very best. But if you're like me and being the best is too difficult, you can always just try collecting all the Pokemon for some sweet street cred.
Gotta catch 'em all, gotta catch 'em all, gotta catch 'em all.
Like I said in the cold open, it is no secret that Pokemon are inspired by creatures in real life. There are a lot of obvious ones. For example, Seal is based on seal, and Ekans is based on a snake. However, there are some Pokemon that are inspired by lesser known animals. And lucky you, we have put together a list of just a few of these real-life pocket monsters. So let's get into it. Number 1, Poliwag. Poliwag is a unique design from the first generation of the game, and is associated with the tadpole.
Joy.
Now before you say, well, obviously, it's a little more complicated than that. Its design is a little more specific than just your run-of-the-mill tadpole that you can find in any puddle. It's based on the glass frog tadpole. These guys get their names from their see-through bodies that allow people to see their intestines. So that swirl on a Poliwag is actually based on the intestines these tadpoles have. It is both a little gross, but also pretty amazing. Number 2, Caterpie. Another early generation Pokemon is Caterpie. As its design and name describe, it is obviously based on a caterpillar.
Yes, I can see that.
That being said, there is a particular caterpillar in real life that has a very similar design to this Pokemon. That is the Eastern Tiger Swallowtail Caterpillar. Mama did not hold back on the names for that baby.
Also, what, now you're Polish?
They are very similar right down to these antenna-like structures. The only difference is that the swallowtail uses these, quote, antenna, or osmeterium, as a defense. As a swallowtail grows, it not only develops big spots on its head to resemble a snake's eyes, but it uses these antennae to replicate a snake's tongue, trying to scare possible predators away. Yeah, pretty sure snake mimicry is not a power in the Pokemon world. Number 3, Zigzagoon. The common raccoon dog is adorable, but not known across the world like Pokemon are. They are indigenous to Eastern Asia and are particularly loved in Japanese folklore. This has made them appear in plenty of anime and games, such as the Pompoko movie, the Tom Nook character in Animal Crossing, and as inspiration for the Zigzagoon Pokemon. Zigzagoon is physically alike to a raccoon dog in many ways, from its little mask to the mixture of white and brown fur. As for the Galarian Zigzagoon, that region's variant more closely resembles the European badger. Yes, there are other versions of the same type of Pokemon. Don't ask why.
Alright, fine, it was about the money.
It's all kind of confusing. All you need to know is that there are different versions of the same pocket monster, and that those different versions can evolve into bigger, stronger creatures. Because, Pokemon. Hey, before we move on, just wanted to mention that our new line of merch, Kick and Tail Without Fail, from our Mongoose episode, is now in the item shop. So click the link in the show notes and check out all the t-shirts, stickers, and other amazing designs. Now, let's get back to some incredible creatures. Number 4, Shellos. This water-type Pokemon was introduced in the Diamond and Pearl generation and came in 2 different forms, blue and pink. They are based on sea slugs. But the similarity is most specific to the Chromadoros laki. They are alike in their bright colors, and this creature doesn't just come in blue, but all sorts of colors. The Chromadoros laki are native to tropical waters in the Indo-Pacific region. As for Shellos' evolution, it changes into a type of sea slug known as Gastrodon. Gastrodon more closely resembles an Opisthodontia. That's right, a little bonus Pokémon IRL. Number 5, Sandshrew. What Sandshrew is inspired by is actually debated between fans. Some say it was inspired by an armadillo, while others say it is like a shrew due to its name as well as its poisonous claws. In terms of how they look and walk though, the similarity between them and a Sunda pangolin are most relevant. These adorable animals are known as scaly anteaters. They are not often seen due to being nocturnal and can be found in various regions in Asia. While the Pokemon Sandshrew is not known for being rare,
you're basic.
The animals they are based on are critically endangered. Number 6, Dragalge. Dragalge is part poison and part dragon type, and looks just like the leafy sea dragon that can be found on the western coasts of Australia. The actual animal looks like a Pokemon that came straight out of the human imagination. The truth is though that this leafy sea dragon is real.
Say, it's not poisonous, is it?
While Dragalge is part poison type, the leaf sea dragon is neither venomous nor poisonous. Due to not having such defensive mechanisms, the leaf sea dragon is meant to blend into its surroundings with its leaf-like body. Number 7, Magikarp. Now, while some Pokemon experts may tell you that the Magikarp is based off of the Asian carp due to their jumping ability, on the design end it looks just like a yellow eye rockfish. What is known about the yellow eye rockfish is they were prized for their meat and have been in a population decline since the 1980s. Honestly, that kind of tracks, because if Magikarp was real in our world, it would also be very overfished. I mean, in the show, they are fishing the fins out of those things. Every fisherman's pulling a Magikarp. Number 8, Drowzee. Although this theory is popular, Drowzee was not partly inspired by an elephant. He was inspired by a tapir. Like Drowzee, they have a short-nosed trunk. They can be found in the jungles of Central and South America as well as Southeast Asia. Also, like Drowzee, they are similar to a pig in shape. Its evolved form, Hypno, also has tapir-like qualities. And although the animals they are inspired by are pretty cool, Hypno and Drowzee are often overlooked by fans since their powers are a little unsettling. Number 9, Krookodile. The design and name make it obvious that Krookodile was inspired by a crocodile. And it's not the first to be either, as Totodile and Feraligatr share that similarity. However, this Pokemon is inspired by a specific crocodile, known as the gharial. They're actually critically endangered, so seeing one in the wild would be quite rare.
Do you know how rare this is?
Like Krookodile, its snout is much more narrow than your average crocodile. But, lucky for us, unlike Krookodile, gharial never stand up. That would be terrifying. Number 10, Wooper. Many fans say that Mudkip is the one that is inspired by an axolotl.
Hey, did you hear? I might be a Mudkip.
And they may be partly right. However, Wooper is in the same boat. In fact, its name is based on the Japanese term used for the marketing of axolotls as pets. Wooper looper.
Never mind, I'm a Wooper.
In terms of physical similarities, Wooper and the animal both have far apart eyes, frills or pointy parts on the sides of their head, and are water type. I don't know, sounds a lot like an axolotl to me. But if you need more proof, go check out our axolotl episode and you can do the comparison yourself.
Aren't you gonna say something? Hello?
And that was our first coverage of 10 Pokemon in real life. Were there any that blew your mind? Or is there another Pokemon that exists in the real world that you would like us to cover next time? Let us know in the comments below. Hit subscribe so you don't miss out on future content. Smash that like button. Don't forget that real animals are not Pokemon, so maybe don't try to collect them all. And remember, it's pack or nothing.